This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, there's a lot of things going on with Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. You know, this past January when they were going to put in the fees and all this stuff that was supposed to go into effect coming up this coming January, and everybody felt that they won when they pulled back on that. And you know, there was a sense of victory, there was a sense of community outcry that was answered. The problem is when you deal with big, massive corporations, they've always got something in their back pocket. If you're not going to swallow the blue pill, they'll make you swallow the light blue pill, even though they'll make you think you're taking the red pill. And it's a weird thing, because just over the last week, and everybody thinks that Hasbro and the Wizards of the Coast there are you know, spiraling. Their stocks are down almost to record lows, you know, and as things have gone on, they are kind of positioning themselves, you know, as people have risen up, and you know, all the outrage over one D&D, which we'll get to in a little bit, but they have started making some moves, some very strange moves. Like they've gotten rid of Random House. They're the people that used to publish the D&D books. And now they've also, within the same week, have cut the judges. Okay? So they are not going to be in partnership with judges for Friday Night Magic. So what does that mean? Could it be the end of Friday Night Magic? What happens if Friday Night Magic is done with? Some people, you know, live and breathe on it. You know, there are times that my wife and I will go driving to a new town or something, and we'll see, oh, it looks like a game store. And you go in there, and all it is a bunch of tables and then magic all along the back, or Flesh and Blood, and you know, a couple other sprinkled in games there. And maybe they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, it's their lifeblood. A lot of these smaller mom and pop places are going to close up. And that's what I think Wizards of the Coast wants. They want to drive out the smaller. They're not worried about it. And you may think by them separating that they're going to, well, maybe they'll sell off Magic, or maybe they'll sell off D&D. No, they're going to hold on to those IPs, and they're going to find a way to make everything virtual. Now, some of you kids out there aren't going to remember before there was an iPhone, okay? And it's been a long time, okay? You know, there was a time when we had records. Well, they've made a comeback, and I'm using probably music as a wrong analogy, but, you know, there was a time when the only way you can get music was to actually physically have it in your hand, have a record in your hand, have a CD in your hand. Now you can have your entire catalog of music on your iPhone. Uh-oh, guess who got the same idea, folks? That's right. That's right. Because they want to close down these smaller shops. They don't want you to have books. Yes, people will collect books, okay? But you won't see people playing with books. And I don't think that's going to drive a lot of the D&D crowd, who are so loyal through everything that they've been through, that, okay, well, we have to keep our books on a tablet. We have to keep our you know, maybe we have a tablet in front of us. We can still get together and play, or geez, you know, maybe it becomes more of like a video game where you were playing Dungeons and Dragons online. They are looking to monetize. And sure, they gone, okay, yeah, we'll give you this little victory last January. But they're setting you up for something a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Because, honestly, okay, A lot of people that, you know, the Magic the Gathering and bouncing back and forth here. But if you really think about it with this Judges thing, but you could see where they're going with both these IPs. Okay? They're trying to monetize it as much as they humanly possibly can. Okay? If they can make all the books and only release them online, well, now you've got to pay, and then there are going to be little microtransactions. Okay? And that's where all this stuff is going to come in. There's going to be little things that you can the more microtransactions. Now, remember who the president of this company is. Came from Microsoft. Okay? And Microsoft is known for their microtransactions. So what is this? What is that? What are they trying to do? Number one, they're trying to get D&D virtual as much as they can, where you can do everything from here, from your phone. That's what they want, folks. That's where they're going to get you. They'll give you, all right, man, no problem. You want to do the third-party things? Don't worry. It's not going to matter. Because are you physically going to buy those books when you can virtually buy them? And if you create something on the outside there, okay, where you know, maybe a different book or a different type of system or stuff like that, if you're going to want to play it with their new rules, you may have to, that company may have to pay a fee to get it up on their websites. Think about that. Think about the turn of what they got planned there. Sure, they'll give you this victory that they gave you in January, or you know, through those few months that everybody was screaming, kicking, and screaming. And sure, oh yeah, well, I'll just play an older edition. Yeah, well, I still mess around with the first edition, but I'm always interested in what they have next, because you always want it fresh and new, and people do. It's nice to go back and play the old stuff. But you always want new. You want new adventures. You're always looking for the new thing. We always are. Okay? And some of you have fear of missing out. I mean, I'm looking around here. You think I have it too. But this just doesn't sit with Dungeons and Dragons that they want to do with. Okay? They can afford to be patient as they trickle this along. Right now they're taking losses, but they're restructuring and they're rethinking on how they're going to do this and come and get your money. And they will, and they'll force it out of you if you were going to want to play those two IPs. And if you think they're going to sell those IPs, no. Hasbro is notorious for holding on to IPs for forever. And what happens to the smaller store that lives on D&D and Magic and things like that? What happens to that? Well, I'm going to tell you, those stores are going to go away. And Magic Arena, that's where they want to get you. Okay? That's where they want you to go to. Okay? Because, well, we have to print a certain amount of cards and we have to put a certain amount of specials. If they do it electronically, they don't have to give you those specials all the time. And can you imagine buying cards online? People do it with these NFTs or whatever the heck they're called. They'll pay thousands and thousands of dollars for an NFT. Microtransactions. Microtransactions. And they could put 1,000 of those cards, those very rare cards up there. Or maybe they limit them and they run the price up on them. Oh, nope, we don't have any more. How could you not have any more? You just virtually put some more up there. There's a lot of ways they can do it and get every blood-sucking dollar out of you. A lot of people are finding it easier instead of going to these Friday night tournaments. Magic is still a big thing. Still a big thing. All right, those nights, where they're running tournaments and stuff like that, Friday Night Magic still does very well. But it is shrinking. It's not as big as it was 3 or 4 years ago. Before COVID, of course. Okay? And it's coming back here after COVID. Well, supposedly after. but it is doing something different. They are going to disassociate themselves and make things tougher. They are going to make sure that they do all the distribution, that they handle everything. They may even open up their own stores. What about a Wizard of the Coast? You want to do a Magic tournament? Come here. If they control everything, from processing from creation to processing, to the books, to the cards, to producing everything, where the middleman is cut out, you know that the little guy is going to suffer, and suffer greatly. And if that happens, the only place you can go is them. And there is a very loyal following in both these games that will go and do whatever it takes to play their obsession. Will they take a hit? Maybe. Maybe not. How many times have you gone to a Magic tournament and there was a guy that was just so annoying? Well, it might be just easier to play online. We don't have to deal with that. And, I can't get my D&D group together. Well, maybe I go online and just find one and be able to play whenever I want to play, or do certain things. Who knows what they're going to come up with, how they're going to find a way to hook you, okay? They'll be fine. They make tons of money. Their stocks may be down right now, but I guarantee you they'll go back up. They will survive this, okay? It's too big of a corporation, and unfortunately there are too many figureheads that will figure a way to somehow get your money. They've done it for years, and they'll do it again. And it's the same thing with both these games. Every time they change it, people scream from the high heavens, okay? And no problem, we'll fix it in 6.0. No problem, we'll fix it in 6.5. Here's all new books, here's all new this. Now, does it go virtually? No problem. It's the only way you can get it. You're going to go get it. You're going to want to see what it's about. And if they make it good enough, you will go back for more. They are trying to knock out the smaller guy, and they are setting you up for a ton of microtransactions. And is it right? Are they trying to do away with the paper book? Okay, and just go virtual? Are they trying to do away with you being able to physically hold on to cards? Pretty much. They're trying to push you to this newer age of playing it and doing it, and how they can maximize the most profit and maximize the microtransactions. And it's coming a lot faster than you think, folks. These are very weird and very scary times. Let's see how it plays out. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, maybe I'm way off base, but this is the way I see it. Okay, it's just an opinion. So if you answer kindly, I'll be happy to get into discussion with you. If you're stupid, I just delete you. That's as simple as it comes. So, my dear friends, until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.